High above the clouds, Basgiath War College loomed, a beacon of strength and knowledge. Its spires pierced the sky, standing tall and proud against the azure backdrop. Towers of stone and steel stretched as far as the eye could see, a testament to the college's enduring legacy. This was no ordinary school. It was a fortress, a bastion of hope and resilience, a place where legends were born, where history was written in the annals of time. From above, the college resembled a sleeping dragon, its wings spread across valleys and mountains, guarding its secrets. The main courtyard was the beast's heart, pulsating with life and energy. There, tiny figures moved like ants, students, teachers, warriors in the making, each with a purpose. Surrounding the college were vast training grounds where the future heroes honed their skills, obstacle courses twisted through forests, challenging the students' endurance and wit. Cliffs served as launching pads for aerial drills, a true test of courage and precision. In the distance, a volcano smoldered, a reminder of the raw power of nature. Even nature itself was a tool for learning here. This was Basgiath, where every element played a role in education. The most prestigious Dragon Rider Academy in the world, a place of unparalleled excellence. For centuries, it had produced the finest warriors, shaping the destiny of countless generations. Those who graduated became legends, their names etched in the stars. Those who failed, well, failure wasn't an option. The stakes were too high. The fate of the kingdom rested on the wings of its dragon riders, heroes forged in the fires of Basgiath.
You're meant for the scribe quadrant.
Violet Sorrengail stood at the edge of a cliff. Wind whipped her dark hair. Her eyes, fierce and determined, gazed at the distant silhouette of Basgiath. This was her destiny. Or so she told herself. Her family had other plans.
But Violet knew better. The quill was not her weapon. She longed for the sky, for the rush of wind beneath dragon wings.
Memories of arguments echoed in her mind, tearful pleas, stern warnings.
You're not cut out for it,
they said. But their doubts only fueled her fire. Violet clenched her fists. She would prove them wrong. She thought of her sister, already a renowned rider, of her father, a war hero. Their legacy weighed heavily on her shoulders, but Violet wasn't seeking glory. She sought purpose, a chance to make a difference, to find her place in this vast, dangerous world. The gates of Basgiath loomed before her. Violet took a deep breath. This was it, no turning back now. She stepped forward, her pack heavy on her shoulders, but not as heavy as her dreams. Inside, chaos reigned. Students rushed in all directions. Some looked confident, others terrified. Violet stood her ground. She wouldn't let them see her fear. A bell rang, sharp and clear. Time for the first assembly. The great hall was a sea of faces. Violet found a seat, her heart pounding. At the front, a stern-faced woman stepped up.
Welcome, recruits. Your journey begins now. Many of you will fail. Some may not survive.
Lionheart's words were both inspiring and terrifying. Violet's resolve hardened. She would be among those who succeeded, no matter the cost. The dragon caves were dark and forbidding. Heat radiated from within. Violet's palms were sweaty. This was the moment of truth. Would a dragon choose her, or would she be sent home in disgrace? She entered the cave, heart in her throat. Eyes glowed in the darkness. Scales rustled. A low growl echoed off the walls. Violet stood her ground. She would not show fear, not now. Suddenly, a massive shape lunged at her. Violet didn't flinch. She met the dragon's gaze. Time seemed to stop. In those fierce eyes, she saw a kindred spirit, a being as determined and stubborn as herself. A connection formed, unbreakable, undeniable. The dragon lowered its head. Violet reached out. As her hand touched the warm scales, she knew this was her dragon, and she was its rider. Together, they would conquer the skies. Section 5, Training Days, Struggles and Growth.
Training began at dawn. My muscles screamed in protest, but I pushed on.
Her dragon, whom she named Tempest, was equally stubborn. They clashed often, two strong wills learning to work as one.
Flying lessons were the hardest. I clung to Tempest's scales. The ground spun below. Fear threatened to overwhelm me, but I gritted my teeth and pushed through.
Each day they flew higher, faster, better.
Combat training was brutal. I nursed bruises and cuts, but I never complained. I watched, learned, and improved.
Tempest, too, grew stronger. Their bond deepened with each passing day. They began to move as one. Slowly, progress came.
My fear of heights vanished, replaced by a love of the sky. My body grew stronger, my mind sharper. We became a formidable team.
But greater challenges lay ahead. Section 6, Rivalry and Resolution. Not everyone appreciated Violet's progress. Cassius, a senior student, took offense. He had always been the best, and Violet's rapid rise threatened his position.
You don't belong here. You're not one of us.
His words stung, but Violet wouldn't back down. She met his glare with one of her own. The challenge was set, a race through the Demon's Gorge. Dangerous, possibly deadly. It was a test of skill, courage, and determination.
I knew the risks, but I also knew I couldn't back down. This was my chance to prove myself, to show everyone that I belonged here, that I was worthy.
The day of the race dawned clear and cold. Violet mounted Tempest. Her heart raced, but her mind was calm. They took off, wind rushing past. Cassius and his dragon were right behind them, their breath hot on her neck. The gorge was treacherous, narrow passages, sharp turns. Violet and Tempest moved as one. They pulled ahead. Victory was in sight. The crowd's cheers echoed in her ears. Then disaster struck. Cassius's dragon clipped a wall. They began to fall. Without hesitation, Violet and Tempest turned back. They saved their rivals, risking their own lives in the process.
Winning wasn't worth a life. Honor and integrity were more important.
In that moment, Violet proved she was a true dragon rider. She showed that bravery and compassion were the true marks of a hero. In the wake of the race, things changed. Cassius, humbled, became an ally. Other students took notice of Violet. She was no longer the outsider. She was one of them. A comrade, a friend.
Late nights were spent around campfires, sharing stories, fears, and dreams. I found kindred spirits.
Liam, the gentle giant with a heart of gold. Arya, fierce and loyal. Marcus, always ready with a joke to lighten the mood. They trained together, pushed each other to be better. When one fell, the others were there to help them up.
I realized that being a dragon rider wasn't just about individual strength. It was about teamwork, trust, family.
As the bonds of friendship grew stronger, so did their skills. They became a formidable unit. In the sky, their dragons moved in perfect formation. On the ground, they were inseparable. Violet had found her place, her tribe, her home. Months passed. Violet and Tempest grew stronger each day. They tackled challenges that once seemed impossible. High-altitude flights, complex maneuvers. Violet's confidence soared as high as Tempest's wings.
It's time.
Time for what, I wondered?
The answer came soon enough. A mission, a real one. Not just a training exercise. Violet's heart raced with excitement and fear. The task was dangerous, a group of rogue dragons threatening a nearby village. Violet and her friends were to assist the senior riders. It was their chance to prove themselves, to put their training to the test.
As we prepared for the mission, I felt a mix of emotions. Fear, yes, but also determination, excitement.
She looked at Tempest. The dragon's eyes mirrored her own feelings. They were ready. Whatever came next, they would face it together. The day of the mission dawned clear and cold, the air crisp with anticipation. Violet and her friends gathered in the courtyard, their dragons restless beside them, sensing the tension in the air. Senior riders gave last-minute instructions, their voices steady but urgent. This was it. The moment of truth had arrived.
We took to the skies, a formation of riders and dragons, each heart beating in unison with their dragon's wings. My heart pounded, but my mind was clear, focused, every sense heightened, every muscle ready.
They approached the village, the sight of smoke confirming their worst fears. Smoke rose in the distance, a dark omen against the morning sky. The rogue dragons were attacking. Chaos erupted, screams and roars filling the air. Fire and smoke filled the air, turning day into night. Violet and Tempest dove into the fray, their bond unbreakable. They moved as one, dodging, attacking, protecting. Violet's training kicked in, every lesson now a lifeline. She barked orders to her friends. They responded instantly, their trust in her absolute.
The battle was fierce, each moment a test of courage and skill. I saw friends in danger, their cries for help piercing through the chaos. Without hesitation, Tempest and I rushed to help, our resolve unshakable. We fought with all our heart, all our skill, every ounce of strength we had.
Hours passed like minutes, the battle a blur of fire and fury. Finally, the rogue dragons retreated, their defeat evident. Victory was theirs, but at a cost. The battlefield was silent, save for the crackling of dying flames. They had all been tested, changed, each one bearing the marks of battle. They were no longer students, they were dragon riders, forged in the crucible of combat. In the aftermath of the battle, Basgiath was abuzz with excitement. Violet and her friends were hailed as heroes, but Violet felt no pride, only a deep sense of purpose. This was why she had come here, to make a difference.
You've proven yourselves. You are no longer recruits, you are dragon riders of Basgiath.
Violet stood tall as she received her official rider's badge. She thought of her family, of their doubts, their fears. She'd proven them wrong, but more importantly, she had proven herself right. This was where she belonged.
As the sun set, Tempest and I took to the skies. We soared high above Basgiath. The world spread out beneath us. Endless possibilities, countless adventures.
Violet smiled. This wasn't the end of her journey, it was just the beginning. With Tempest by her side, she was ready for whatever came next. The sky was no longer the limit, it was home.